Now, here's the hosts of Top Story, Kelly Klass and Jill Skeen.
And welcome to Top Story. 7360300 is always the number to call. And hey, good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Kelly.
Nice to see you, Miss Rocket Lady.
I know, it should be Rocket Woman.
I know. I think that's so cool.
Well, for those of you who are wondering what the heck we're talking about, should I talk about it now? Or do you have
Absolutely.
Okay, well, I went out to the static test. What was it called? Static test?
Static thrust test.
Static thrust test yesterday at 4 o'clock for the Evil Spirit rocket with Eddie Braun and Gary Davis and Scott Truax. And after the test, they were up there on the platform right near the rocket, and they said, Jill, come over here. So Kelly Knievel goes, take off your jacket, take out your keys, take down your phone. And so they let me sit in the rocket. I have to tell you, when I walked up to that platform and I saw the angle of the rocket and the seat is so angled, I looked at those guys. I'm like, how am I going to get in there? Like, it was such, and there's nothing on the other side, right? So I was like, oh my gosh. They go, well, just hang onto a handle. We'll help you get in, because it's really awkward.
Yeah.
And it's very small. And Eddie Braun's about the same height as I am. I'm only about, I don't know, almost 5'6" or something. And they said it was built just for Evil's stature, which was not very big apparently. So
no, he wasn't very big.
He wasn't a big man. So it's interesting that Eddie is the same size, because he would not have been able to fit into that rocket.
It was fate.
It was fate. So I got in there, and I have to say, we have pictures on our website, and we're going to put more on after the show, but the angle, I took a picture from sitting in the seat up at the angle of that ramp.
Yeah, that's an amazing picture.
I looked at Eddie, I'm like, are you freaking out? Because I would be. He goes, well, don't make me freak out. But yeah, I said, this is terrifying. I mean, honestly, I don't know how he's going to do it. It really scared me. I'm like, oh my gosh, Eddie, I'm so scared for you.
Yeah, can you imagine that thing lighting off and you just flying up into the sky?
No.
Holy smokes.
No, there's like two handles, literally, that you hang on to. And then I guess they're going to put the little button. He hits the button and boom.
In the real world, we call those shoot bars.
Oh, shoot bars.
Yeah.
I am telling you, it was really something to sit in there. And then they had to help me get out. I mean, there's, obviously Evil, I don't know, you got out, it was in a different position, but that was scary. I was like, it was really cool. And you really saw the angle of it. And I thought, then later I thought, wow, how many people can say they actually sat in Evil Knievel's rocket?
Absolutely.
I think they had one other.
Very cool.
They had one other little a cameraman. I don't know if he was working with Eddie. I don't know who he was, so I'm sorry. I don't know your name, but he and I were the only ones who got in. Literally, no one else could fit in there. Yeah. And Gary Davis is.
So you're saying I would not be able to fit in there?
There's no way. Well, Gary Davis.
Not even with a shoehorn, huh?
No. Gary Davis. I mean, he's the stuntman coordinator's working with. I go, Gary, you can't fit. He's like, no one. No, you have to be small and short. I mean, it was built just for him. And there's another picture I took, we'll post, of me just taking it of my feet in the handles, so you can see inside. Yeah. But that was a crazy angle. It's really small and terrifying.
For those wondering about these pictures, we will have them on our Facebook page and on our website here shortly.
We have two on there right now, with the thumbs up, and then the angle up the ramp, which is... That one really puts it into perspective, like, oh, my gosh.
Yeah, so if you go to newsradio1310.com,
you can
and then there's a link there to Jill. In fact, one of the pictures is on our main page there, so you can see both of those pictures. That's
we'll add a few more on there, but we just got those on this morning. But it was really something. It put it into perspective for me, and I thought, holy mackerel, there is no way I would do that.
You finally realized why there's not a line of people lined up ready to jump the canyon, huh?
The magnitude of it, and the thrust, and I think, and we just watched the rocket test. I do have a video of it steaming. I missed the most important part, the part that... Whatever.
Oh, my gosh.
Anyway.
That's why you're on the radio instead of out doing videos.
Hey, I'm one of the few who ever got into that rocket, pal. I got the most important part.
So totally agree.
Anyone can watch it steaming. I got to actually sit in there and be there. So it was really cool. But, yeah, you think. And then you look at the canyon and you're like, you know what? That's pretty darn far.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Just from the main land, it's over 400 feet.
It's
and I don't know how high they're going up, but I know they're going up a lot
like
higher
1,000.
than that.
I don't know how high they're going, but with the thrust and that ramp and the angle, you're going up pretty high.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
so
going
anyway,
to be
it was pretty neat, and I think they're doing another test today of the parachute or something, or I don't know what Scott said. They were doing some more tests, but I think I don't know if Eddie was leaving today or he might stay around. I don't know. I know Gary and I think Steve, the PR guy.
Yeah,
here.
Well, Eddie said he had to get back to work, so it's kind of funny.
They do stunts, and
he has a real job he has to go to.
Yeah. So anyway, it was really interesting. So I was glad I went over there, and how lucky was I?
Oh man, I'll tell you what, that was great. When I saw those pictures, I thought, "Oh, Jill, this is so cool."
Right, cool.
So,
I was the right size.
That's right.
Finally, it played out. I'm the right
size. If
size.
Eddie is that sick that day, then you can just sit in for him.
I'll just put on a helmet. No one will know. Oh my gosh, you would hear a scream like you have never heard in your life. Let me tell you. And I would hope I'd black out because I don't think I'd want to see this.
Absolutely. I think that's great.
Yeah.
Well, coming up, we got Magic Valley Speedway will be in. Talk about the races coming up this Saturday. The South Central Community Action Partnership has another event that's coming up. We have Suzanne Hawkins at 9 o'clock with a State of the City, so it's going to be another busy day. And
we got a caller.
We have a caller. Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Kelly and Jill. Jill, I am so jealous of you right now.
Oh, finally. I know, Kyle, it was so cool. It was really unbelievable. I didn't realize how small it was inside, and the angle was unbelievable. Crazy.
Well, I think you found a way for them to get some of their money.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? If they shot me into space?
If they would sell tickets to sit in there and get their picture taken with it.
Oh, yeah, that's true. You have to be a certain size.
I bet you there'd be a line of people that would love to have their picture taken in there and probably pay $20 to do it.
That's probably right.
Actually, that is not a bad idea. After the jump, when he takes it down and Dave Hansen from Canyon Pond has it.
Yeah, right. But nothing's like being on the ramp.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
No, you're right.
Well,
That's probably a good idea.
they'll probably take the ramp down after the jump. They may. I don't know.
It's on concrete. It's pretty deep.
They might keep it there
footings.
for a tourist attraction, like they did the pile of dirt out there.
Yeah, this is on big concrete footings. I mean, this looks pretty permanent. But yeah, you'd have to be about 5'6" and under.
Wow.
No, seriously, it's
and under 100 pounds.
You have to be pretty narrow to fit into there. And when I first got in, I'm like, wow, my hips aren't going to hit. But that was where the waist part was. So you had to keep scooting down over it, and then I fit. But it is like molded almost like where there's an indentation for like your waist and then the seat. It's crazy.
That's amazing.
And part of the test, they talked about it in the paper that literally they use dog food cans for some of the parts, and Scott was being true to what his dad used.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dog food can? I looked at, I can't remember who I said. I'm like, is that a technical term? Is that really what they use? Like, but I guess so. I mean, they are down to the accuracy, down to the only exception is the parachute.
Yeah.
So it was really cool. And then they, the seat, it's small. I'm telling you, that's a small rocket.
Yeah.
It was fun, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It looked like you were having a blast.
Yeah. I was like, it was really put it into perspective for me how terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not just like a little, no big deal stunt. No, this is a big deal.
Yeah. This is
a big deal.
Life or death. It really is.
No,
literally.
seriously.
Yeah.
I felt it like just sitting there going, oh my gosh, and just the angle of it, you're just laying back on, wow, and looking up at that. And if you knew like in a few seconds, like you were going to take off, like an astronaut, I'm telling you. But anyway, it was a lot of fun. Go on our website, check out the photos. We'll put more on up after the show. I'll post all my pictures and the video of the thing smoking.
Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, there are some other things going on in the world,
Kelly,
I guess. I know it's hard to believe.
I know.
Critics are questioning whether the administration's lack of a clear detention, I'm thinking that should have been direction.
You think?
And interrogation policy actually that's right.
What are you
a
talking
lack
about?
of a clear detention and interrogation policy has contributed to the crisis now facing us in Iraq and Syria. While current and former government officials concede that the targeted killing program has taken operatives off the field, It has already created a large black hole for the intelligence community because dead terrorists don't talk. Never really thought about that before, did we?
Wait, what are they talking?
The interrogation
are
and
they talking
detention
about
when
the
we're going out.
airstrikes
Yeah.
against Syria
No.
or Iraq or any of them?
Well, and when we go in with the drones and blow them up instead of capturing them, then we don't have anybody to talk to get this information from. The intelligence problem could be exacerbated by a move to withdraw passports from suspected citizen terrorists. Such an act could scare suspects away from trying to return to their home countries, thus losing potential intelligence that could be gained from interviewing these suspects as they try to board planes. On Wednesday, there will be a hearing with U.S. Customs and Border Patrol that will examine some of these concerns.
Wait, isn't it kind of good they're not coming back? Let them all stay in Syria? I mean, really, if you're all in Syria,
what can you do? What they're trying to say is that it's a two-edged sword.
Like, we can't torture them and get information out of them.
Well,
I mean, they're not going to just sit there and talk.
The Obama administration doesn't do
that. They're not just going to sit there and talk.
They're saying if we go in and kill them, then we don't have any terrorists to talk to get information from, like we've been doing with the drones. And that's been the Obama administration. So I'm just saying.
Should he not have killed Osama bin Laden?
Oh, no, I don't know that anybody will disagree with
Would
that.
he have
It's just
talked?
that it brought up this other issue that nobody really thought about.
There's always a front and a back to everything.
Every push
so
has a shove.
A dead terrorist can't talk.
Ooh, that sounds like the plot of a movie. Dead terrorists don't talk.
Yeah, a bumper sticker maybe.
Yeah,
there you go.
There you go. At any rate, the president will be speaking tonight at 7 o'clock on national television and radio regarding his plans for the Syria situation. And that will be at 7 o'clock our time. And we will be carrying that right here on News Radio 1310 starting at 7 o'clock. So if you want to hear that what he plans, now's your chance. So it's coming up tonight.
Anyway.
7360300, top story. You're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I think the more important thing to remember is dead ambassadors can't talk.
You wouldn't be referring to Benghazi.
That's terrible.
Oh no, they can't discuss the weapons that were moved out of Libya into Syria that the New York Times and the Washington Post talked about.
Just like they talked about the weapons of mass destruction.
Are now the Syrian rebels who joined ISIS are using weaponry that they got from us.
You're right. This is turning into such a convoluted deal. Hopefully we'll have a chance to talk about this a little bit later. As far as us going into Syria, a majority of the American people are in favor, and we'll talk about that later. 7360300 is the number to call. We're going to talk about the South Central Community Action Partnership here next. But first, I just wanted to tell you about my good friend Dave Hansen at Canyon Pawn. It's the newest pawn store in town. And he would like you to stop by, and if nothing else, just to browse through the store and see what he's got there, because he's really very proud of it, and rightfully so. It's a nice little store. It's all been redone inside. It used to be the Vickers Western Store building years ago. It's right across from Will's Toyota on Shoshone Street. They got camping stuff and even woodworking stuff in there, and fishing poles and tools and just anything you would expect to find in a pawn shop. Anything, literally. Also, you can stop in and see about your chance to win a Savage 17 HMR with AccuTrigger. He's got a whole lot of guns in there for sale, so stop in and see Dave Hansen and the crew at Canyon Pawn. You can tell them that Kelly and Jill and Jenny and is it Barb? Bobby, that's right. See there I go, getting names wrong right away. We all told you to stop in and see him at Canyon Pawn on Shoshone Street. All right, so we've got Jenny Randolph. I know I got my notes here somewhere. Jenny Randolph from South Central Community Action Partnership and Bobby Smith from Magic Valley Bank. We've got the South Central Community Action Partnership event coming up.
8th annual.
How's that for a dramatic intro?
It was on the verge of I have no idea what I'm about to say. Anyway. But you call it dramatic. It was dramatic for us, too. So, Jenny, 8th annual, huh? What's going on?
8th annual. I'll tell you, I can't believe it's already the 8th annual. It's coming up. It goes by so fast. But it's our 8th annual Community Partnerships and Action event that we hold at the Twin Falls City Park. and it's coming up next weekend on Saturday from 11 to 3, and we're really excited.
So the 20th.
Yes.
Okay. And what happens in the city park?
Well, we invite a whole bunch of our service providers out, people that we partner with every day to, help the community with different services that are available to them. And it's a great way to get the information out to the community about things that are available, things that they might not know that there's help out there for them. And lots of fun stuff for the kids to do, and lots of food, and everything's free. That's the best part. Everything's free.
And how many people usually attend? And how do you think, have people, been happy about having these services brought to them in one spot?
Oh yeah, we've got a lot of great feedback from this, and people are just really excited that there is that information and that it's all in one place, and they can come and they can visit different people and find that information. It's a great community event. It's a great family event. And we've estimated about anywhere between 5,000 and 7,000 people throughout the day.
In one day?
Period, in a 4-hour period.
4-hour period.
You're kidding me. That is crazy. So, Bobby, what's your role in this?
Well, I'm on the committee, but I'm also one of the
sponsors.
Yes, we have a booth there right next to the Home Depot booth, and what we do is we have little trinkets. We try to keep it kid friendly. We do a lot of rulers and pencils and school supplies for the children, and we try to give financial advice. People don't always even know a simple thing as balancing their checkbook. So we try to give them any assistance we can. We try to let them know we do have free products and services if they need it.
That's
so many people are going to those check
people are in
cashing
Congress
places.
right now. But anyway, go ahead.
We still have checks left, so we must still have money, right?
We just try to let them know that there are options out there.
Yeah. Oh, good.
And I think that's the interesting part, is there is so much help available out in this country for a lot of things that we have no idea about. And it's organizations like yours that are kind of bring this to the forefront and say, look, if you need help here, help is available. And people just need help. Because life is so complicated anymore. We can't even balance our checkbooks, like you say.
So you guys have a lot of things going on. You have a bouncy house and Tom's mini trains and...
Yes, and the Home Depot comes out with their little building kits for the kids, and
so they can hammer away.
They hammer away, and I'll tell you, it's great because you really do hear it all day long.
Yeah, I'm right next door. You hear it all day long.
Yeah,
they have so
and you
much
say
fun.
It's great. Yeah.
Well, it's
I need
fun.
some Advil.
Yeah.
And you have two high school bands.
Well, actually, just one this year. Jerome Ambush of Tigers band is coming out this year, and they've been a participant every year.
Nice.
And it's really exciting because it's fun for the kids to come out too and be able to play, and the community loves to sit and listen to the bands.
Yeah.
So it's really a lot of fun, and they get to practice too because they're just starting school, and some of them are just starting in the band. So it's a good experience for them too. So it's really exciting.
And go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, what kind of help is going to be offered? Like, people might be listening and say, well, why should I go?
Well, it really is. We have a wide range of stuff. We have veteran services that are available. There's things for kids. There affordable housing, right?
Programs for seniors.
Correct. Yes.
And drug and alcohol prevention.
Correct. Yes. So
it's literally the gamut. Just about everything.
Pretty much anything that you can think of that you might need is pretty much out there.
So that's coming up this Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday.
The
not
20th
this Saturday,
from 11 to 3. Do you want to say who's donating the food for the barbecue?
Yes. Prescott Land and Livestock is donating the hamburger, and we get our hot dogs from Falls Brand.
Nice.
Very cool.
They always help out the community.
All right, so be there.
Don't forget.
Yes, and the French fries. There's a long line.
It's a huge
line. Oh, good.
From
okay.
Lamb Weston, yeah.
Lamb Weston.
Right.
Wow, this sounds great.
All right. Yep. Well, hey, thank you very much, and we'll look forward to that Saturday, the 20th.
The 20th, 11 to 3 in City Park.
Sounds
correct.
Good. Thanks,
Thank
ladies.
you.
Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
7360300 is the number to call. And just a reminder, coming up at 9 o'clock, we'll have Twin Falls City Council person Suzanne Hawkins with State of the City.
Mm-hmm.
So another busy day today. Yeah. And right now we have Ashley Houle from Magic Valley Speedway, and we have driver Mitch Pearson, who's going to be racing this weekend.
Yes, this kind of bittersweet weekend. It's the end of the year, but it's also high stress night with it being championship night.
Oh, that's
Wait, is this the last one of the year?
Last one of the year.
My gosh, what happened to the summer of 2014?
I don't know. Ashley, why isn't it
Up
a
and
few
gone.
more weeks?
Right?
So what's happened for championship night?
We got a tight points battle in the Brennan's Carpet Super Stocks. There's about a 7-point gap between first and second, and then there's, from looking at the point standing, we've got 2 points battles. We got a battle for the championship, and then we've got a battle for third.
Now, are you in contention for the championship, Mitch?
Oh yeah, we're only 7 points back, but that could easily be made up in one night.
How many points do you get for first, second, and third?
In the main event, it's about a 2-point split per car. In the heat race, it's about 1 point.
Oh, so you get points along the way.
Yeah, it's an overall for the night thing.
So what do you win if you win the championship? Is it money?
You get the
Bragging rights.
You get the title to carry the championship name. You get a little bit of money, but we don't race out here for money. We race for the love of the sport.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And probably the girls or something. The
no.
groupies. I'm kidding.
Miranda Clymer was supposed to be here, but apparently she slept in, so she's not joining us. So you said there's a 7-point difference between you and Miranda?
Yeah, it could have been tighter, but after...
Now, is she ahead of you or are you ahead of her?
She's 7 points ahead.
Okay, but you say that could be made up.
Oh yeah, anything's possible on a race night. I've seen nights where guys that all they had to do was start and lose a championship because they couldn't get their vehicle started.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Are you nervous? Does this put more pressure on you?
No, I mean, worst case scenario, we come out second. I mean, it is what it is. It's just going to be one of those things. We're going to go out there and we're going to do what we do. We're going to do our consistency game, and where it ends at the end of the night is where it ends, and may the best person win.
So, Ashley, tell us about what's happening this Saturday, what times and the costs and such.
Quali's Electronics is bringing championship night, and it's going to be Mountain Dew late models, Brennan's Carpet Super Stocks, Match Kelly Pipe Street Stocks, Sherry's Cafe Hornets, Quali's Electronic Junior Stingers, and then Budweiser Trailer Race of Destruction got rescheduled for this weekend.
Kelly, you have to say it. Come on. Budweiser's trailer.
Budweiser
Race of
Trailers.
Destruction.
All right.
Race of Destruction.
All right, yeah.
So what is that going to be?
Race of Destruction.
Yeah, you got to say it right. Come on, Cal. So what's that going to be? What is that?
The trailer race?
Of destruction, yeah, in case people don't know.
See, Jill's from out east.
You know, frankly, I don't even understand stocks, stingers, hornets, late models. And this whole time I'm like, okay, I'll ask the questions. But really,
And
after I'm going to have to have
me because I don't get football.
Yeah,
Hey,
but so I just try to go along here. But in case someone else doesn't understand it either, you might want to tell what are they going to see with the trailer Race of Destruction? It sounds like fun.
It is a lot of fun. It brings out a completely different crowd that wouldn't come out just for regular racing. It's like demolition cars, and they tow trailers behind you, and the object is to knock the person's trailer off.
Oh, okay.
And so you go around smashing trailers and...
Do you flip? Do they flip over the people in the cars or just the trailers?
We haven't had anybody yet, but
Okay.
we've had a lot of wrecks last weekend, so you might have just jinxed us.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Mitch, do you do this one?
No, I watched my dad do it the first time, and after that, I was like, no, I'll let everybody else go through the carnage and the mayhem that
Did he
goes
get
out
hurt
there.
or anything?
No, it was just...
They get crazy.
Yeah, it's a
Carnage
crash
and mayhem.
fest.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of like Highway 95 headed to North Idaho during the summer then, right?
Right.
Yeah, okay.
It's probably like every little boy's dream. Like, let's just drive and smash a trailer.
It's anger management at its finest is what it is.
How much are the tickets this weekend?
Adults are $16, seniors $14, 12 and under free with adults, and military is always free with ID.
How's attendance going this year?
Really good. We had a good crowd last weekend and should be packed house for this weekend.
Because this is the last one. If people haven't come out this summer, this is it.
This is
their
kind of like
last
the Super
chance.
Bowl of racing in Magic Valley.
Yep, and it's supposed to be gorgeous weather this weekend, so...
Yeah.
Do you have anything at halftime? Anything? Are you guys eating anything? Any big wheels? What, stuff you come out all summer?
Not this weekend.
Okay, good.
It'll be a tight schedule with all the champions and...
Oh, yeah.
So what time does the gates open?
Gates open at 4, McDonald's time trials at 6:30, racing begins at 7.
So Mitch, you excited? Putting on your game face, buddy?
Excited. It's kind of a bittersweet weekend. I mean, it stinks that it's the last race of the year, but at the same point, we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do what we can to bring home back-to-back champion. I was 2013 champion last year.
Were ya,
very cool.
buddy? Way to go! So you got a lot of pressure on you.
Enjoy the pressure.
Okay, good. Well, best of luck.
Yeah, we appreciate Mitch Pearson and Ashley Houle coming in. From
Ashley
Magic Valley
Houle, we've
Speedway.
enjoyed you all summer.
Yeah,
hon.
it's been fun.
Gonna miss you
Fun.
guys.
I know. Well, you can come back next
That's right.
Wednesday.
You won't be coming in anymore, will you?
No.
Well, we'll just have to have you come in and just talk about whatever.
Random stuff.
That's right.
Just
yeah.
wake up early
It's-
for the heck of it.
It's
Hi,
Random
Ashley.
Ashley, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Best of luck,
Appreciate
you
it.
guys. Hope
Thank
it's a
you.
great weekend.
7360300 is the number to call here on Top Story. Welcome back. Coming up, we're going to interesting story in the Washington Post this morning regarding the situation in Syria and what the president is facing. And we have the talk with the president tonight. He'll be addressing the nation regarding Syria and Iraq and ISIS and ISIL. I guess ISIL and ISIS are kind of
Same thing.
Yeah.
I think.
That's right. But before we get into that, though, I just wanted to mention we talk about them each day. A new sponsor here, Clearwater Power Equipment, and they've been in the Wood River Valley for a lot of years. And they decided they wanted to expand their horizons a bit. So they now have a Clearwater Power Equipment store in Twin Falls in the former General Building Supply store at 252 Washington Street. Now, they carry Husqvarna, which is a full line of outdoor products. Servicing dealers have both the experience and the knowledge to know outdoor power equipment. You know, there's nothing more frustrating than going to a big box store or something like that. Then they've got all these riding mowers sitting out front, and you go and you ask them a question, and I'm not sure about that. You go to Clearwater Power Equipment, and that's what they deal in. That's their life. They are experienced. They can answer your questions. Same with Echo, which has the best warranty in the industry. They've got a 2-year warranty for commercial, 5-year warranty for residential, and you know the reputation of Echo and Husqvarna both. Well, why not go to a place where they deal with them every day? That's all they do. They don't sell wood. They don't sell wire. They don't sell washers and dryers. They sell power equipment
Plus, they
from
store it
Husqvarna
for
and
you,
Echo.
right?
Yeah, and if you're like me and don't have much storage area,
No.
and I've got a
'Cause you have a
Husqvarna
wood
riding
shop.
mower, I need a place to store my
That's right.
lawnmower. So
I know.
they do that at Clearwater Power Equipment. So you can give them a call and say, hey, what do I need to do, and what are the details here, and they can fill you in. Their number is 734-7767. That's 734-7767. Clearwater Power Equipment. Again, interesting article in the Washington Post this morning. It was a long article, and so I had to take the liberty of editing it down to what I thought was the most important stuff here. But I just
You're
want
not
to
going to
start
read the
going
whole thing,
over.
are you? Let's just sort
No.
of
Well,
because
yeah,
we only have
but
not a
I
lot of
understand-
minutes.
I
Okay.
understand that, but
Get to the gist.
I want to cut, and that's kind of what I did
The
when
Cliff
I edited
Notes.
it. You know, I mean, this was like 5 pages long, and I got it down to 2.
Well, that's still long. Okay.
I know.
Do a
But
gist.
anyway, President Obama is prepared to use military airstrikes in Syria as part of an expanded campaign to defeat the Islamic State, and does not believe he needs formal congressional approval to take that action, according to people who have spoken with the president in recent days. Obama discussed his plans at dinner with a bipartisan group of foreign policy experts this week at the White House and made clear his belief that he has the authority to attack the militant Islamist group on both sides of the Iraq-Syria border to protect national security. Multiple people who participated in the discussion said the move to attack in Syria would represent a remarkable escalation in strategy for Obama, who has sought during his presidency to reduce the U.S. military engagement in the Middle East. And I don't think there's any doubt about it. The American people are war-weary after 10 years. I mean, even the people
Iraq
who were
and
gung-ho. I
Afghanistan?
mean, we're just up. We're kind of between a rock and a hard place here. It's about an incessant enemy that keeps coming at you, and you just kind of want to say, look, just knock it off. And they won't do it because they know that they've got you between that rock and a hard place. Anyway, that was my commentary. Administration officials have been working in recent days to enlist the support of the nation's political establishment to help sell their strategy to the American public. And I'm just going to skip on down here to what I thought was probably the most important part of this article, and it may surprise a lot of us. A Washington Post ABC News poll this week showed that Americans overwhelmingly view the Islamic State as a serious threat to vital U.S. interests and in a significant shift widely support airstrikes in Iraq and Syria. It doesn't say anything about putting boots on the ground, but it does say airstrikes in Iraq and Syria. 71% of all Americans say they support airstrikes in Iraq, and 65% support strikes in Syria. That is more than double the level of support a year ago for launching airstrikes to punish the Syrian regime. And I thought that was a significant statement right there.
Well, I mean,
71%.
I think airstrikes are a lot different. I mean, you don't have boots on the ground. You're not sending in the military. And if you can nab them with an airstrike, which they have, they've killed some significant people, and you're like, okay, and they've saved, a dam or something. Why not? Because there's no, that's why drones came into existence.
I know a lot of people criticize, gosh, another war, and this is what happened when you pulled out of Iraq early, blah, 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 blah. But we have an enemy here that's not going to quit. They're just not going to quit.
The thing of it is we wasted our political capital on the Iraq war. And so this is the problem. Like, we went in there when really, okay, we all know we shouldn't have been there. People think that, right? But this is the point. We wasted our political capital. So then, when you do have something that's serious, it's hard to go, wow, we've just had 10 years in Iraq, 10 years in Afghanistan. Now let's go into Syria. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to rally the American people when you're like, oh my gosh.
Well, apparently they're being rallied.
And airstrikes are a lot different than boots on the ground.
Here's another thing that a lot of people forget is that when we decided to go into Iraq, we had over 80% approval from Congress. I mean, everybody thought this is the thing to do. This is the thing to do. But frankly, we have to, and I know that that's history, and we can't erase it. And yes, it happened. And I think it needed to be done. But the problem of it is that we have an enemy that is just not going to quit. I mean, they are posting everywhere, we're not going to stop until our flag is flying over the White House.
How are we going to stop them?
By striking back at them first.
They still come.
Eliminate them.
You can't. You cannot eliminate them altogether. You're not going to eliminate hate. You're not going to eliminate the Americans or the Brits that are going to Syria.
We can certainly put a kink in their plan. Here's the thing.
Fine, but for how long? So anyway, the question is, what do you think? Should we put boots on the ground? Should we just do airstrikes? Should we ignore this? Should we protect our homeland so they don't come here? What do you think we should do? If you were president, what would you do?
7360300. Top story, you're on the air.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, everybody thinks that, because we went to Iraq, that we stirred this hornet's nest up and everything. But if you remember right, this has been building since the Shah of Iran got taken out, basically, by the Ayatollah Khomeini. This problem has been brewing for so long. And what I see, I don't agree with everything George Bush did.
I hope not.
But, well, I can let politics, go by the wayside. I'm a realist. I really think that they were trying to preempt this from happening. I think they were trying to change the face of the Middle East. It didn't work for them because they had to account for a weak president coming in and not following up with the plans. And
come on.
No, really.
When he went in 2003, he thought about a weak president coming in. Come on.
Let me finish real quick.
Go ahead.
This president, at this time in our history, if you cannot see that he has done everything he could to dismantle this country, you're so politically blinded that nothing will open your eyes.
Really? I don't agree with that. And I don't think they went in thinking they were going to, I think they thought, we'll get out of Saddam Hussein and make it a democracy. I mean, when there's thousands of years of tribal sex and we were going to be seen as liberators, we were going to be out in 6 weeks, 6 months, 2 months. I mean, come on. They had no plans. They went in there. They really created this hornet's nest. Actually, in some sense, Saddam Hussein, no one really messed with him.
This was coming.
But he
was coming eventually.
Oh, fine. Yeah, everyone knew if we went in there or not, this would not
Even
have happened.
Saddam Hussein
This would
wasn't
not
going to
have
live
happened.
forever. And once he got out of there, look what happened. Okay, we took him out. We took Saddam Hussein out. But I'll tell
And
you
look what
if it
happened.
hadn't have been us, it would have been somebody else.
Oh,
Eventually,
my gosh.
he would have lost power. It would have. This is just, you know what? Actually,
Oh,
this
my
is
gosh.
this is biblical stuff here we're talking about.
Okay, yeah.
So, and I know that
It's
you don't
bigger
believe
than this. Yeah,
it
it's
is.
just it
You're
was
right.
all
And the
planned.
thing is, we can relive this Iraq and Afghanistan war over and over and over again. But the fact remains, we've still got a bunch of people who are insane, who want to kill us, who are not going to be satisfied until the Muslim flag is flying over the White House and until we are drowning in blood. They have said that.
So what?
So we're supposed to sit here, oh gosh, this is
We
America.
are not just sitting
That's
there.
never going to happen
But that's
here.
not what's happening. And yeah, we can relive the Iraq war and Afghanistan war, but what we should be doing is learn from the Iraq and Afghanistan wars. And you know what? There's always
I
going
think
to
we
be
have.
no.
It wasn't enough.
Really? And it wasn't our choice to leave Iraq. They asked us to leave. And it was George Bush who negotiated that agreement. So I love how people keep saying Obama did it. Maliki wanted us to leave. George Bush negotiated that agreement. And that's why we're gone. So you can, don't blame it on Obama. Blame it on Bush. And I don't think we should have gone in there. We destroyed the Middle East. We created this. And you know what? Hate will never go away no matter how many people you kill. You're not going to get rid of hate.
736-0300. Top story, you're on the air.
Well, Jill just said it. We created it.
We did.
But then nobody wants to go fix it. I don't care whose fault it was. And the thing is it's like we talk about George Bush like he's this ex-boyfriend that we just can't quit talking about. He's been president for 6 years. And the thing is you're correct. George Bush negotiated the drawdown of troops. But listen to the debates between Romney and Obama. You go back and just listen to them. Obama was 100% going to pull out troops. And when we pulled out the troops, he didn't say, oh, hey, look, we're fulfilling George Bush's agreement, and, oh, thank goodness George Bush got all the troops out, and, no, let's give a lot of praise to George Bush. No, the day when we finished withdrawing troops, Obama took full credit for the troop withdrawal. You can't take credit for one thing one day and then the next day say, oh, it wasn't really me.
Well,
What is it?
He withdrew the troops from Afghanistan.
Oh, no.
Yes, he did.
The troop withdrawal, you go, just Google it real quick. Google on YouTube, go to YouTube, and put in last troops withdrawn from Iraq. And what Obama said, Obama took 100% credit as a campaign promise of him pulling the troops out. So he can't, on one hand, say, oh, this was me, I got reelected, and I got him out. He said, point blank, he goes, I am pulling out the troops. Along with Maliki, I agree 100% we shouldn't have any troops in Iraq. So if he says that and he agrees with it, then he can't come back later and say, well, this is George Bush's fault.
Well, the part that you don't remember, too, is they were trying to negotiate to keep troops there, but they wouldn't give our soldiers amnesty or indemnification or lack of liability for staying there. That was what they were trying to do.
Are you really, I mean, just let me finish this, but are you serious? We just went over there with like 1 billion troops, wiped out the whole country, and we were rebuilding it, and they say, oh, well, we don't want you here, and we go, oh, okay. Well, I don't think Saddam Hussein wanted us there. I don't remember him giving us.
I don't think anyone wanted us there. We wanted us there. Dick Cheney wanted us there.
Okay, I'm sorry, but we're kind of missing the point here.
The point is are we going to do that to Syria?
We've got a whole new enemy. We've got ISIS, which
we're
is
always
even
going
worse
to have
than
an
Al-Qaeda.
enemy.
Oh, that's true, but we can't just sit on the sidelines and say, well, that's just the way the Middle East is, because they are coming after us. We are the final target.
But
and I don't think a lot of people realize that. We are the final target of ISIS. They are a bunch of insane, idiotic people who want to kill us.
I understand
so we've got to do something about it. I would much rather do it over there than do it here.
Well, I don't think we should send our troops over there, but you also need a coalition of other countries that are going to be affected. And oddly enough, Iran is like really kind of partnering with us. They're worried. The other countries in the Middle East, it's not just our problem, and I don't think we should have American boots on the ground. Airstrikes are doing a pretty good job, and so I don't know why people are thinking that they're just sitting on the sidelines when they're blowing people up as we speak.
So 71% of the American people are in favor of the strikes in Iraq and 65% in Syria. So, I don't know. We'll see what the president has to say tonight, and we'll talk about it again tomorrow right here on Top Story. Coming up, we have Suzanne Hawkins from the Twin Falls City Council on State of the City. And welcome back to Top Story, 7360300. As always, the number to call. Welcome back, Jill.
Yes, Kelly.
Here we are. I know you're still in that rocket. I can just
Rocket.
tell.
We should play that again. I love that song.
The Rocket Man song.
Yeah.
Say what you want.
We don't have Suzanne's theme because you've lost everyone's theme. Suzanne, this will be Rocket Man for you. Okay, I know who doesn't like Elton John.
I don't know. Well, say what you want about Elton John. I
love Elton John.
I love his music. My wife has tickets to go see him sometime. I think in September, October. He's going to be in Salt Lake, I believe.
I saw him with Billy Joel in Boston. It was awesome.
Oh yeah, I like Billy Joel too.
Awesome.
They just don't make music like they used to.
That's just what I was thinking.
I know.
So this can be your theme song. Why not? Should be Rocket Woman? I don't know.
We have Suzanne Hawkins with us from the Twin Falls City Council on State of the City. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning.
Welcome.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
So, am I hearing right? Are the citizens of Twin Falls possibly going to get a tax break?
That is the way it is looking. Yay. So when we were going through the budgeting process, the preliminary information we get from the county is just that. And as the numbers have continued to come in and we've adjusted for what we expect to receive in the personal property tax, because the state's paying that portion now that the business owners are not, it looks like it's going to be higher than we anticipated, which means we can take our tax rates down.
All right, which is kind of a switch from the way things normally are, isn't it? Seems like everybody's talking up, up, up.
Yeah, I know, because I think earlier you guys thought it was going to go up, and because you didn't know what that number was going to be.
Correct, and I think we might be the only city in the state that's actually lowering taxes this year.
Well, that's good,
really?
because other things are going up.
Yeah.
The school and blah, blah, blah.
Well, I have to say, I was at my favorite store the other day and checked on a pound of hamburger, over $5.
Did you see the price of butter?
No.
Oh my goodness, over $5 a pound for butter.
Maybe you guys should start going vegan.
I don't think so. I think we need to go.
Beans are a lot cheaper.
We need to go into the dairy business. Is what we need to do.
Yeah.
Beans are a lot cheaper. All right.
I did stock up on all my dry beans at Farmers Market last
there
week,
you go,
so
yeah.
I'm ready for the winter. Yes.
I'm actually going
right.
to be there this weekend. So
Are you?
Stop by.
Oh,
yeah.
very
I'll
cool.
see ya.
I'll have some of my soup. We got a caller?
No, I
Sorry.
messed up.
Are you hitting
I
buttons?
messed up. I didn't hit the buttons.
All right.
And now people are calling, and I'm going to have a phone call here from the transmitter. I am sorry. I did it again, ladies and gentlemen.
What?
Anything that I said before I said this was not heard.
Mm.
And we had such
What?
a wonderful opening there.
What? It
I
was
know.
not?
Well,
No,
we had our
we
own
didn't-
private moment.
Didn't get to hear Rocket Man. Okay, let's just start over, shall we? Welcome back to Top Story. 7360300 is the number to call.
Who doesn't love Elton John?
Yeah.
Let's relive it all again.
Let's relive the magic.
They just don't make music like they used to.
They just don't make Kelly like they used to. Kelly, hit the buttons, buddy.
And how was that concert in Boston?
It was awesome. It was with Billy Joel. Thank you for
Wonderful.
asking. I know.
wow.
Well, thank goodness you found out.
I don't know. The older I get, the more forgetful I get. I'm sorry. What was your name again?
I know, exactly. Oy.
We
I think the most important is, do you know your name?
Want to welcome Suzanne Hawkins from the Twin Falls City Council for State of the City. Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning, Suzanne.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Gosh, I must be beat red right now because I am so embarrassed. But I don't know.
Thank gosh you found out
I got
before the end of the
these
segment.
switches here that when we come out of the news, I got to flip those switches up that makes
just
the
mark
control
'em.
room hot.
Mark
And
'em.
sometimes I just forget to do
I
that. I
know.
get busy
You
in
get
conversation.
distracted.
Suzanne and I were talking, and so I don't know. It's just old age.
Some days it just goes that way.
I know, it really does. Some days are just Mondays. That's all I can say. So anyway, it looks like the residents of the city of Twin Falls may be getting a break on their taxes.
That is correct. I feel like Pete and repeat here,
Yeah,
but
deja vu all over again.
So early in the budgeting process, the numbers we get are all preliminary from the county, who the county is the tax collecting entity. And after reassessing what they show we will be getting and including what we'll be getting in the personal property tax, we have a higher revenue than we realized, so we will be able to lower tax rates, yes.
Wow, and that's kind of unusual, really.
It is very unusual.
Now, you said something when we weren't on the air that Twin Falls is about the only town in Idaho that had lower taxes because of this?
I do believe so. The state, by state statute, we can take a 3% increase just for cost of doing business without any discussion. And we are one of very few cities, first of all, that very rarely take that 3%. And this year, with our tax rates going down, I don't think there's too many other cities that you'll find in that position. And, you have to give credit to city staff. They do a really good job of managing our finances.
So apparently it's going to mean for the average homeowner in town about $56 a year.
That's what we're projecting right now. Again, we don't get our final numbers from the county until December.
So could that change?
It could change, yes.
It could go down or up?
It could.
Okay, so right now we're down.
So
but it
right
could
now
go
it looks
up.
hopeful for
Before
down,
it was
right?
up, now it's down, and hopefully it'll stay down.
As long as everything coming in is accurate from the county, it will stay down, yes.
Very
Okay,
cool.
pressure's on the county.
Very
That's
cool.
right.
Yes, it is. Terry Kramer and Leon Mills and
George Uri.
George Uri, that's right. We need to get them in on the hot seat now to make sure this thing happens.
Yeah.
There you go.
So you are the youth council, I guess. Is that kind of your thing?
That is my thing. I have enjoyed so much serving on city council, and I've learned so much, and I feel like I've had a good chance to give input onto how our city's developing. But the youth council has been near and dear to my heart. We have a group of students, 8th grade through seniors, who come together once a month. They not only advise the council on what they feel the youth would like to see, but they work on Canyon Rim Trail cleanup. Right now they're in the middle of a anti-suicide or a suicide awareness campaign. They're very active in helping in a lot of areas. They work with the senior citizens when they can, and they're a group of kids that just really want to be involved in their community. And this time of year is when we're recruiting for new members. We meet the second Monday of every month at 4:00 at the City Hall. And we just had elections Monday and voted in our new executive board. It's going to be a great year. We have some new students and some excited ideas to try to pull off this year.
Jill, mark this down. We need to get a couple of those kids in here to talk about that, because that's a great thing when you stop and think about it. Our biggest complaint nowadays is people don't want to get involved in the operations of their city and their government, and yet here is a group of kids who are doing exactly that, and they're kind of the unsung heroes, and we don't hear much about them.
Well, they're the future, so maybe
That's
you can.
right, yeah.
Where are their names? Can you email us the
I will,
names
and just to let
information?
you know, our new president-elect is Jonah Ruff, and he has been a member since he was old enough to join. We kind of call him our poster child.
Okay,
so
great.
We're very excited.
So anyway, hopefully in the future we'll do that. Now, I don't know how this resulted. Leah Babayan, is that how you say her name?
Correct.
Well,
I'm not going to tell you her last name.
I'm not. I don't know.
Leah's right for the first name.
Yeah. Anyway, she was requesting changes to downtown parking regs and parking pass rates. Do you want to explain what that was? Because when I read on the agenda, I didn't know, and I didn't have a chance to look at that section. So
Sure thing.
Explain it, and how did you guys vote?
Okay, so we really didn't take it to a vote, first of all. What happened is 2 years ago when we took out the parking meters, we redid the parking ordinance for downtown to try to come up with a solution for keeping cars moving and not having somebody park on Main Street all day and stay there, and to encourage employees to park away from the businesses so consumers can be closer. And some of the business owners are having a hard time finding what's happening is employees are parking where they shouldn't.
Right.
And people are getting ticketed for parking in the free parking for longer than 3 hours. So they felt like maybe we need to readdress. But as you know, the Urban Renewal Agency is in the middle of a big downtown study with the OTAC and Leland groups. So we've agreed to let their parking study play out, which will be...
That's what I wondered. It seemed if you guys passed a plan and they're changing downtown.
And it gets expensive changing plans and signage and everything. So we've asked them to be patient with us to help educate their employees and their consumers on where they can and cannot park. And we've looked at our daily parking pass and maybe finding a way to make that easier to obtain so that you don't have to go to City Hall or the Hanson Street building to get, but maybe we can work out some kind of deal where the business owners can have those available in their stores. Just trying to find an interim solution without changing the rules.
The daily parking pass, is that to park anywhere or in special lots?
It's not special lots, it's any lot, but it's marked spaces.
Okay, so it wouldn't be on Main Street, though?
No, the Main Street will stay free 2-hour parking for consumers. The lots have the 3-hour parking.
Okay.
Oh, okay. They still have those parking meters, which maybe we need to put those back in.
I think we auctioned them all off.
Yeah, there's one.
And
the city
going backwards
chambers.
is not the solution.
That's true. That's
Kelly,
true.
do not go backwards.
I was just
Come
kidding.
on.
I didn't mean that. I didn't mean that. I don't think it was great. I think it was great that we took them out. But no matter what you do, there's always other issues that come up that you have to deal with.
Well, it creates more issues.
Yeah, I know.
Everything creates another issue.
It's just like physics. Every action has a reaction.
That's true.
And you can change the rules all you want, but some of it is personal behavior.
Yeah.
So
if I had an employee who continued to park where they shouldn't, then I would have an ex-employee.
Yeah.
It's that simple for me, but
Well, with my business being in a shared parking lot, we face the same thing, and we don't have the city to step in and help us. We have to self-regulate. So sometimes you just have to take that personal responsibility and
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Anyway, I was actually, speaking of downtown and the revitalization, I went to that meeting for the public, and it was basically just an introductory meeting, really. I kind of thought it was going to be some kind of a plan already. What is the next step for that? And if people weren't able to make that first meeting, how can they get involved?
There are more meetings that will be coming up. The group that was here has gathered ideas not only from that meeting, but they had smaller meetings with stakeholders and business owners and different groups of the community. So they're taking all of that back and putting it together in a plan. And I believe they're coming back the middle of October and going to show us what they heard the most of, what was the consensus and the general theme from all those meetings. And then from there, we will take that and start the actual design of what we want to address and what we realize we can't address at this time.
So if people weren't at the meeting but wanted to have some input, are they able to email someone where they can get their input involved?
Definitely. Email Melinda Anderson at the city, and it's manderson@tfid.org. Or you can send it to anybody on city staff and they can get it to her. Watch the calendar for the upcoming meetings in October. There will be more public hearings at that time.
Okay. I left I left after the presentation. I had to go to another meeting. I didn't do the workshop.
No, that's going to be starting soon, isn't it?
It has started, yes.
It started with that meeting last week.
Yeah, but I mean the actual, when are they going to turn the first shovel? Do they know?
Probably summer next year.
Oh, okay.
Right now we're doing traffic studies, we're doing parking studies, we're collecting information on what people really want in their downtown and what they don't want in their downtown. We're working with the state on the 2nd Avenue, seeing if there's anything we can do to, maybe work together with them and make those a little more pedestrian friendly. And so then we'll put all those pieces together and be ready to go next year.
Very good. Well, Suzanne Hawkins from
Thank
the
you,
Twin Falls City
Suzanne.
Council.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate
Sorry
it. See you
for
next time.
the bubble, the kerfuffle.
My fault. It's my fault. It's totally
always an
my fault.
adventure.
I know, and I'm a man, so it's my fault, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Go ahead and say it. All right, we got more coming up. Stay tuned to Top Story.
Yay.
7360300 is the number to call here this morning on Top Story. Welcome back. Yesterday's $100 instant winning name is, are you ready for this?
I am ready.
Keith Kelly.
Keith Kelly, congratulations, Keith Kelly.
And your $100 word of the day for today is paper.
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 Go to our website at newsradio1310.com, click on word of the day, type in paper, and you could be and listen for your name tomorrow.
Yeah.
If you hear your name tomorrow and
You
you
gotta
played
listen
the word
for your
today,
name,
then you win $100 just like that. So kind of a fun deal. We have Clark Kaufman with us this morning from the Twin Falls County Fair Foundation. Good morning,
Good
Clark.
morning,
Good morning.
Clark.
Thank
How
you
are
for having
you?
You're welcome. Well,
timing is good.
It was, and just to explain that you just happened to stop by to see when you could get on. We just happened to have a spot.
We had a
that
spot.
thought, this would just be perfect.
Right. So here you
timing,
are.
Timing is everything.
Timing is good.
So what do you got coming up?
Second annual Anything Potato. It's a fundraiser for the Twin Falls County Fair Foundation, and we would like to invite everybody out to come and experience the creative talents of the local community members. We've got Jaker's Restaurant is going to be there cooking.
What are they making? Do you know?
We don't know yet.
Oh, yeah, it's all secret, huh?
Several scout troops are going to be there with their favorite potato dish, and the purpose of the event is to raise funds for the Twin Falls County Fair Foundation, and the foundation's mission is to enhance the Twin Falls County Fairgrounds for the enjoyment of the people of the Magic Valley. And some of the projects that we've done already I don't know at the fair if you noticed the golf cart shuttles the free the foundation members volunteer and man that, giving people rides around the fair. We helped fund the rewiring of the beef barn at the fairgrounds. The foundation also put up the gazebo at the Rose Garden. We helped remodel the Home Arts kitchen and the pantry building. And if you notice the permanent food the covering on the food area,
where you eat
for the seating, at the fair, we helped with that and helped get grants to complete that.
You guys have been busy.
A lot of different good things we do for the fair.
Yeah, a lot of things go on in the background with your foundation that really a lot of you. So I'm just kind of wondering, it's going to take a lot of potatoes. Were they shipping them in from Maine or someplace?
I'm headed over to Keegan's to pick the potatoes up now.
Okay.
So do you guys provide the potatoes?
Well,
how does this work?
The people that come to cook their dish, they provide their own.
Yeah. Okay.
And but there will be a potato bar there. So if you don't get enough by sampling everybody's wares, there's a full potato bar with potatoes and sour cream, butter, cheese, all that stuff.
Do you have different categories for the potato thing? So if someone wanted to enter, say I wanted to enter, what do I have to do, Clark?
Okay, just let us know that you're coming, and when the people come, and the cost is $10 per person or $20 per family to come to the event. If you're bringing a potato dish, it doesn't cost you anything.
Right. Okay.
So then the people will get tickets, and then they will vote on their favorite, and the categories are main dish, salad, and dessert.
Oh, okay. So 3.
Anything with potato in it is eligible.
Does it have to be the main component of the dish?
Does not. Just so it has potatoes in it.
Just potatoes in it.
So it gives you a lot of leeway.
It does.
I'll say.
Okay. And so and you guys provide the napkins and plasticware and also the 2-ounce portion cups.
Correct.
So the vendors don't have to do that.
The vendor would just bring their product. Yeah.
Now that's coming up soon.
This Saturday.
Yeah.
This Saturday evening, 5:30 to 8. There will be door prizes, and we'll have a bucket raffle with some really nice prizes also. I have a list of some of the prizes that will be on the raffle. There's a nice mountain scenic picture from the Nehemiah in Buell, a Cactus Pete's dinner, an overnight stay, a couple of jackets from Amalgamated Research, a gift basket from Rudy's, and I don't know if you've seen those little potato trucks. You know, the big potato truck that drives all over the country?
Yeah.
We've got a couple of those small ones that'll be one on the raffle and one as a door prize.
So how many people are participating so far?
We're trying to get a count on that, but there are at least 7 or 8.
Okay, and you have to just provide 200 samples.
Correct. Yeah.
See, Jill is thinking about this.
Maybe. Well, I'm doing the farmer's market in the morning. I don't know if I'm going to,
You could take your potato salad. I mean, that is...
it is a good potato salad.
It is.
What category is that? Salad,
That'd
right?
be a salad, sure.
See there? Count her in. Just count her in. She'll be there.
No. I'll have to start peeling now. Anyway.
All right, so that's coming up this Saturday, 5:30 to 8 at the County Fairgrounds Merchant Building number 3.
That's correct, yes.
All right. Well, it sounds like a lot of fun.
It does sound like
it'll be a good time, and I know there's a lot of things going on this weekend, but this is an important one, and you can come and help out the Fair Foundation and help yourself at the same time.
So are there any particular projects that you're looking for this to fund, or is it just kind of general stuff?
General stuff, but we're also, we keep going back to a multipurpose event center, and we need to do more studies on that. Some of those studies are fairly expensive. We don't want to go forward with something before we know what we need, what the community will support. So some of the money would be raised for these studies.
All right, very good. Well,
Clark, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate
I'll have to think about it. And what number should they call if they want to enter?
If they want to enter, just call 731-6900.
731-6900.
All right, there you go, Joe. Hope you wrote that down.
I got it in my head.
Well, thanks, Clark. We'll see you next time.
Clark.
Thank you.
This is Top Story on News Radio 1310 KLIX. And yes, the new iPhone has been introduced. My goodness, the smartphones. What will we do without them? 7360300, the number to call this morning on Top Story. Welcome back. And the folks at Far More of Idaho. In fact, we're having the folks from Far More of Idaho on tomorrow. Did you know that?
No, actually, it's Friday, Cal. Today's
Oh,
Thursday.
okay.
We're having Kelton Hatch on tomorrow.
That's right. We're having Kelton Hatch
Roadkill
tomorrow.
recipe of the month.
Friday it'll be Far More of Idaho.
I wonder if it involves potatoes. We could get him involved.
Anyway, now I forgot what I was going to say.
Sorry, Kelly Class.
Okay. Anyway, who we having on? Oh, the folks from Far More of Idaho, the Infrared Baron. I mean, these are the folks that they have this service that flies over your fields, takes a picture with infrared photography, and then they can upload this to your computer, and you can see your fields from the top view with infrared, and it really brings out things that you didn't notice, that you can't notice without the benefit of infrared photography. And it allows you to make changes in your farming operation and your irrigation system and increase your yield. So this is a way to spend a little and make a lot. All right? And you can ask them about this Infrared Baron at Far More of Idaho, 324-3341, or at farmoreofidaho.com, and they can fix you right up.
There you go.
Wanted to talk about the introduction yesterday of the iPhone. And not necessarily, well, it was the introduction of the iPhone, but kind of the smartphone in general. But I see that we have a call, so should we take a call?
Sure,
all right.
of course.
Top story, you're on the air. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. I wanted to make a prediction on this ISIS thing.
Okay.
I predict that, and this isn't very nice. I predict that we are not going to take appropriate measures, and I predict because of it, our enemies are going to grind our economy down to the likes where we've never seen before. I think we're headed for
bad stuff.
For what?
Bad stuff. I do. I think the Western world economies are in for destruction because they hate us that much, and we're not going to do anything about it.
I agree. And here, I just want to spend like 15 seconds and say this, and then we're going to move on to the smartphone.
I wonder if the smartphone has the answers.
I believe that this is prophesied, and we are at the beginning of the end of society as we know it, of the world as we know it. All right?
Okay.
So there you go. There you have it. Now, speaking of something that's going to save the world, the smartphone. First of all, they introduced this yesterday, and there's a play-by-play here of the things that happened as they went over the new iPhone. Now, everybody, well, not everybody, but so many people now, we put our lives on our phone. We really do. We have Facebook there. We have email there.
So much too much.
We have texting there. We have our notes there.
Online banking.
And believe it or not, we can even make a phone call with these phones.
Can you imagine?
And now now they have the iWatch. So at any
I have
rate,
no interest in the iWatch, which they say you could then pay your bills with. You hold your watch.
Yeah, Apple Pay.
What happens if you lose your watch? I mean, all these things. It's just like your whole world is in your watch. What happens if it breaks? You're done.
If ISIS doesn't get us, technology will.
Apple will.
That's right.
Okay, there you go.
Apple CEO Tim Cook took the stage. He said, "I'm going to get started by talking about the product that has changed all of our lives," referring to the iPhone. If you'll remember back in the 80s, the big thing that changed our lives was the computer. And now the big thing that's changing our lives is our smartphones.
Oh.
Let's face it. I mean, technologically speaking, that is the biggest thing to happen since the computer.
Well, it changed our behavior and our habits because literally everyone's, and actually chiropractors have benefited because my chiropractor said how many kids have come in, their heads are bent down all the time. You don't interact with your family, your friends anymore. You don't talk anymore.
The screen sizes are bigger. The iPhone 6 will have 4.7-inch screen. The Plus will have 5.5.
Of course, because then you have to buy a new case.
Thank
you.
Hey, that's
what I said to Tom.
I'll tell you.
It's because you have to buy a new case.
Both devices will be thinner than the iPhone 5S, and I just got me a new 5S here a while back.
Yeah, there you go.
Landscape mode has been updated and will also work on the home screen. The iPhone 6 and 6 Plus will also boast a faster processor, I'm just kind of moving along here. Apple showing off Apple's Phil Schiller says battery life is equal or better in all categories for the 6 and the 6 Plus than the 5S. And I've noticed that the 5S battery has been pretty darn good. Schiller says the Wi-Fi is 3 times faster than the 5S.
Oh, good.
So this is what you have to look forward to. The new 8-megapixel iSight camera gets a new sensor and focus pixels, which reads the light coming in and out for fast autofocus found on high-speed DSLR cameras. Schiller says video capture has been advanced, adding 1080p video, and that's just some of it. We'll go over some more here when we come back. It's a pretty neat list of the thing that has changed everyone's lives in just the past few years here on Top Story, the smartphone. 7360300 is the number to call here. We have very cool information here. I know Jill is kind of a fuddy-duddy.
I'm sorry. I haven't even updated the new app for my smartphone. That has the different graphics. I don't like those graphics.
Yeah, the new operating system.
I don't like that. So I'm sticking with mine.
Well, just to move on here, Mr. Cook calls out credit cards for weak security, and heaven only knows that we've heard horror stories on this. His solution is Apple Pay. He says it is so cool. The process shows a user placing their smartphone to a sensor, and a quick beep confirms the process transaction. It'll be built into every iPhone 6 and 6 Plus. Apple says credit card numbers will not be stored on the phone. If the phone is lost or stolen, users can suspend payments on the device without canceling their card. Actually, that would be nice.
That would be
Visa,
nice.
MasterCard, and American Express are on board, as are Bank of America and Chase. Apple Pay will be also enabled with apps such as Target, Groupon, and Uber. Other retailers, including McDonald's, Nike, Subway, and Whole Foods, will support Apple Pay. Apple Pay will launch in October. It's available only on the new iPhones. He says we have the Apple Smart Watch. The band comes in several colors, blah, blah, blah. Apple Watch is the most personal device we've ever created, says Cook. The device includes a digital crown that translates analog movements into digital commands. It's hard to say whether the watch has a touchscreen or not. It appears most of the functionality moves through the digital crown. It has voice-enabled features and fitness and health sensors. The watch boasts an accelerometer, gyroscopes, and sensors to check your pulse for fitness apps. It also leverages GPS and Wi-Fi from the user's phone. The watch will be available in 2 sizes and 6 band types. The Apple Watch does indeed include touch functionality on top of using the digital crown to navigate. Users can customize their watch face or even tweak features on the watch itself.
Will you be able to tell time with it?
I don't know. That's the big question.
They haven't quite mentioned that one, have they?
Users can view the weather, map directions, music from the iPhone, and others. Notifications will pop up featuring buttons connected to the item. For example, on messages, users have a quick reply option on the watch for faster responses. Let's see. It seems Siri...
Because how could you actually... you have to... punch with the one finger? I don't... Anyway, fine.
It seems Siri is incorporated into the watch as well.
Oh, gosh.
For maps, Apple Watch gives vibrating feedback that tells you when to make the turn when using walking directions.
That would be so annoying.
Users can also access contacts, making phone calls, or sending special visual messages drawn on screen and sent to a friend's watch. Third-party apps will work on the watch as well. For example, a Starwood Hotels app lets users use their watch as a room key, while Twitter users can view their timelines or send tweets from their wrist. BMW, Pinterest, Honeywell, Nike, and Major League Baseball all are working on such watch apps.
How big will this watch be?
He's now discussing the health benefits of the Apple Watch. The fitness app monitors all activity and movement, while the workout apps lets users get specific goals for exercises like cycling and running. Cook says the list on Apple Watch is a mile long. The features with a list is a mile long. The watch will require the iPhone to use. So if you get the Apple Watch, you got to have an iPhone, apparently.
Of course.
Obviously, it'll work with the iPhone 6 and Plus, as well as the iPhone 5, 5C, and 5S. So if you're an old fogey like me and just have the 5S, you can still get the watch for $349.
I have a 4. But the thing of it is, too, and when he said, oh, you'd have to your watch to get to a room key, that means you'd have to wear that watch all the time. If you get dressed up, you're going to wear this clunky Apple Watch with a nice evening gown, or you got to carry it in your bag. And then
what a way to force you to use their watch. Huh?
Well, I know. And then you think, you're worried about the NSA? What information is Apple gathering about you on everything?
Oh.
Your fitness, your health,
Hey,
your purchases,
from
your
me.
groceries you're purchasing. I say, thank you.
How long till people will be able to decode the message to unlock your hotel key like they can now when you use your little key fob to unlock your car?
Yeah.
They have equipment out there that crooks can get that reads that information, and then they can get into your car.
Okay, so how many people are excited about this? Let's take a couple calls. Is anyone excited to run out and buy this, or put your name on the list?
I got a couple more things. He confirms the watch will work with payment service Apple Pay. He wraps up, Apple closes out with a spend, blah, blah, blah. Okay, I'm done.
Okay.
How's
there's
that,
enough.
Huh?
Like, people can even absorb this.
736-0300.
How many people are going to buy one?
Top story, you're on the air. Are you going to buy an Apple Watch?
Hello?
After all that time that
Are you kidding me?
Rang. You probably want to talk about something else. Top story, you're on the air. What do you think?
I think it's about I'm calling about the iPhone.
Okay.
No, I stay on topic. I'm not like Kelly. Hey, no, I think it's kind of funny that iPhone's trying to catch up with Samsung. I mean, this is really, if you look at it, it's really more like almost they're trying to catch up with Android or be an Android. Android actually already has a watch, and I wouldn't use Apple Maps to, save my life, because you wouldn't save your life. You'd get lost and die.
Get lost out in the middle of the desert.
You really would. Yeah. Apple Maps are actually notoriously terrible. That's why
I heard they improved them, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
after a few people were lost forever.
We got about 5 seconds.
Yeah, okay. I was just going to say the biggest thing with iPhone, the biggest ripoff they have is every time that they change their format, every time they go from an i3 to a 4 to a 5, they change the way you charge them. They can't use a mini USB like anybody else. They do all this proprietary crap, and they just rip off consumers.
Gotta go. Thanks for the call. Here's the Huckabee Report. You can hear the Huckabee Report each weekday at this time, brought to you exclusively by Waddell & Reed. Laura Nelson, Josh Funk, and Steve Stanger are the financial advisors, and the number is 736-6563. Now, the Lowen Honey Loader, available at Stanley & Company. A lot of feedlots and dairy operators around here use the Lowen Honey Loader that picks up, that loads a manure, liquid, frozen, and dry up to 7 miles an hour, which is just barely faster than what I can do with a pitchfork. But just kidding. But at any rate, I mean, this is kind of the standard of the industry, okay? If you have a feedlot or a dairy, this is the standard that everyone gets. And if you don't have one yet and you want to see one in operation, you can do that. You call Pat Hartzell with Stanley & Company. He can set it up so you can see one of these in operation at a local feedlot or dairy. And then you can make your decision. 280-1167 is the number. 280-1167. That's Pat Hartzell with Stanley & Company.
Hey, so, I was in the Rocket. In case you guys missed the start of the show, you could play a little Rocket Man if you want. But anyway,
yeah. Hold on. Hey, stand by. Here we go.
So, am I able to talk over it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so anyway, yesterday I was able to get into the actual Evel Knievel replica rocket, the Evil Spirit, and we're going to post more pictures on our website, but I just got a text from Gary Davis, the stuntman coordinator. They were out there at midnight last night, and they were happy with the final test. Yesterday was not as I think what they expected, but this one is really showing the power of the steam engine, and they're all excited. No one else has this footage. We're going to post it right after the show. This test happened last night at midnight, and I was lucky enough to get it, and I was lucky enough to be in that cycle, and I'm telling you, you guys have to check it out. It is tiny. It is slanted. It is scary, and it was fun. So anyway, tune to newsradio1310.com. Kelly and I are going to put it on right after the show. I'm going to add more photos. Right now, there's one of me in the rocket and one of the view sitting in the rocket, and you can see the angle of the ramp. It's scary.
It's amazing stuff.
It's going to be a neat venture. And so anyway, we'll post this actual test that they were happy with. What happened last night at midnight. No one else has it. What you saw on TV.
Exclusively.
No one on TV. The one they saw yesterday did not is not close to this one, and you can see him celebrating. So anyway, a good
Wow.
video, and we'll check our website out, newsradio1310.com.
Very cool. Thanks, Jill. That
Thank
sounds
you,
like
Cal.
fun. So we'll get to work on that here. Should be up in just a few minutes. Thanks for joining us. Tomorrow, we have Kelton Hatch with Idaho Fish and Game.
And the cops.
And the cops are the bad guys list.
That's
so we'll
right.
see you then. Have a great day. Goodbye, Jill.
Bye, Cal.